I asked for the money and I got paid. I was making dough at 12 and 13 years old having 3 paper routes. I asked for all the money. I absolutely adore the automotive industry. So I live my life in 3 buckets, and automotive is one of those buckets. Real estate is another one of those buckets, and martial arts is the 3rd bucket. So I live my life in those 3 categories.
So how did your childhood evolve? How did your childhood got you to these three buckets? Where did you grow up? Who were your parents? What town are you coming from?
So I grew up in Wood River, Illinois. I have 2 amazing parents, Lori and Steve. And, I grew up in this just middle-class environment. And I remember growing up, we lived tight. My dad, bills were paid once a month. And my dad on bill day was a day that I just didn't want to be around. And I knew at a young age that I need to make some things happen. And so basically what I did was I was a paper boy when I was 12 years old. And I called my rep and I said, hey, listen, I need 2 more routes. Like, I had this system in place. So I had 3 paper routes and I got up at 5 a.m. 5 a.m. as a 12 and a 13-year-old. I rolled my papers. I put plastic sleeves on my papers, even when it wasn't raining. And so what I did was came to collect once a month. You had to go to the door and collect. And I would give them their tab of what they owed. It was like $10 or $11. And I would ask my customer this, Mr. Customer, did you get your paper every day on time? We did. Great. Let me ask you another question. Was your paper in a plastic sleeve and rolled even when it wasn't raining? They said, as a matter of fact, Adam, it was. What are you getting at? Here's what I'm getting at. I need you to give with your heart. I get up 3 hours before I'm supposed to every morning. I deliver your paper because I love it, but I'm paying for my first car myself, and I need that money. I asked for the money and I got paid. I was making dough at 12 and 13 years old having 3 paper routes. I asked for all the money. So I learned that's where my career started is in business as a paper boy.
Were you using bicycle or were you just?
I walked my routes. I had so many papers. So I wore 2 bags on each side. And then on a bike, it was so clunky. So I wore 2 bags. I carried those bad boys and I went. It was pretty incredible, actually. It's so fun.